So now we are going to look at the physical properties of sound. So far we have discussed the general issues connected to sound. Now we are going to see the physical properties. So if you understand these physical properties, then we can understand why the sounds are different. So what makes a different sound? Then we discussed in a general example, the sound of a boy, the sound of women and sound of men are different. The sound produced by insects, the sounds produced by birds, the sounds produced by animals like elephant and lion, you see the difference. The difference is caused because of certain physical properties. So we are going to discuss about such physical properties. Amplitude, time period and frequency of a vibration. So you are in the beginning stage of learning the physical properties of sound at this class. In your higher classes you are going to learn more in detail. So these things are getting introduced at this time. What is that? The frequency, what is amplitude, and what is the pitch, what is loudness of a sound. First we are going to talk about oscillatory motion, how this is connected. Here we have written amplitude, time period and frequency of what? Of a vibration. I already told you in the beginning of the lesson, vibration means movement. Movement in a sense not going in one particular direction. Vibration is a continuous movement in to and fro direction or back and forth. If an object is moving to fro like this, this is called as vibration. So you see that, you see the object is going in one direction, coming back, going, coming back. It happens repeatedly. This is called as oscillation, oscillatory motion. We studied about different kinds of motion, rectilinear motion, curvilinear motion. This way we studied the different types of motions in lower classes. There we studied oscillatory motion, example pendulum of a clock, wall clock. Wall clock will have a pendulum which will be going to and fro, to and fro, to and fro, tick tock. That is an oscillatory motion. Here the vibration which causes this sound, and this vibration is also in oscillatory motion. That means it will make oscillations in specific period of time. Right? So you see the pendulum clock, it will be making an oscillation per second, one oscillation per second. Now come to this oscillatory motion connected to sound. When you hit some object, a metal plate, it vibrates. Vibration includes oscillatory motion. Vibration in the sense oscillations. How many oscillations it is making per 1 second? That count is called as frequency. If you count, you hit an object, you are counting how many oscillations it is making for 1 second, that is its frequency. Frequency means number of oscillations per second, that is frequency. So the frequency is measured, it is measured in by the unit hertz, Hz, hertz. In hertz we will measure. 1 hertz is equal to 1 oscillation per second. 1 hertz is equal to 1 oscillation per second. Right? If you say the frequency of this object is 20 hertz, that means 20 oscillations per second. 20 oscillations per second, that is 20 hertz. So this is how we notice, we identify the frequency of an object. This is how we tell the frequency of an object. How do we find the frequency? The frequency is depending on the number of oscillations per second. Right? Different objects will have different frequencies. Different voices will have different frequencies. So frequency is that important physical property about which we have learned now. Frequency means the number of oscillations per second in a vibration. That is counted with the unit hertz. 1 hertz is equal to 1 oscillation per second. So that is the frequency. If an object has got 15 frequency, its frequency is 15 hertz. That means it will make 15 oscillations per second. Now let us learn about one more property, that is amplitude. Amplitude. Let us see what is this amplitude. So to understand this amplitude, if you know the waveforms of sound, you can better understand. But here the sound, it propagates in the form of waves. So this concept is not introduced here. So just with the help of some activity, some experiment, we understand what is this amplitude. To do this experiment, you need to have a metal tumbler, a glass tumbler or a metal glass you can take, right? So what you are going to do it here, you have taken a metal glass, you have taken a steel glass, take a steel spoon. Now hit the glass with the spoon gently. You will get some sound. Or you can take any glass. You can take a glass tumbler, or you can take any steel tumbler, metal tumbler, brass tumbler. So when you hit, you will get some sound. Gently, you are hitting it gently. You do that again. This time you bang the glass, hit it hardly. You will get more sound, right? So when you get more sound, you can find the difference. Yes, when you have given little strike, less sound. When you have given more good strike, more sound coming out of the vessel. So now what you are going to do is that you are going to take a thermocol ball. Thermocol balls are used in decorations for birthday parties and all. You see the thermocol balls, and such a thermocol ball you take and you keep a string to that thread. Now freely suspend the thermocol ball. See that the thermocol ball is freely suspended. Now again hit the glass. After hitting, bring the suspended thermocol ball to the edge, rim of the glass. I think better we take a metal glass instead of a glass tumbler. It may break. Better you take a metal tumbler. So when you bring this thermocol ball close to the rim of this glass tumbler, then it vibrates. So these vibrations, when the suspended thermocol ball is brought into contact with this edge, the vibrations make this thermocol ball to get deflect. The vibrations, they will push it. So how much distance this thermocol ball is moving here? So from here, this much distance the thermocol ball is moving. But will it move the same distance in all the cases? Test it. Now again, you hit this tumbler with spoon again, gently. Now you keep the ball. It may travel only up to here. You hit the tumbler hardly, bang it. The ball may go till here. So depending upon the sound produced, the displacement is observed. When you have given more force to hit, more sound, when more sound is produced, more displacement is seen. This one we consider as amplitude. But one more thing we can understand, the amplitude of a vibration is connected to the loudness. When the loudness is increasing, when the sound is more, volume is more, then the amplitude is high. That relation we can find it here. So now let us talk about two more properties, loudness and pitch. So first thing is loudness. The loudness is proportional to the square of amplitude. The loudness of a sound is connected to amplitude. If the amplitude is more, the sound is louder. The amplitude is less, the sound is not louder, right? The sound is a low sound. The loudness depends, it is connected, it is proportional to the square of amplitude. If the amplitude becomes double, the loudness becomes 4 times. So that is loudness. The loudness is expressed in decibels. dB. The symbol dB is used to write the unit decibels. Now here there are certain sounds and the decibels are given. You can see that breathing, it will be in the range of 10 decibels, normal breathing, and a soft whisper, it will be around some 30 decibels. When you are very slowly whispering with your friend, the loudness will be 30 decibels. And the normal conversation, when you are talking to other people, not shouting, a general talk, it will be having 60 decibels. And busy traffic, when you are in a busy traffic, the traffic sound will be 70 decibels, which is high. Even a normal conversation, you cannot hear it for a very long time. Busy traffic, even you cannot stand in a busy traffic for a long time, it will cause headache and other problems. And more to the maximum, normal factory produces 80 decibels of sound. Listening to sounds higher than 80 decibels is painful, right? Of course, 70 and 60 are also higher sounds. You see, when there is a normal conversation for more than 1 hour or you are sitting there, you will get headache. But these are all permitted levels. If 80 decibels is crossed there, it is very painful. We will study these aspects in the sound pollution part. But here we are learning about loudness. So loudness increases with amplitude. If the sound's amplitude is increased, the loudness increases. How much? If the amplitude is twice, the loudness increases by 4 times, because loudness is proportional to the square of amplitude. Loudness is proportional to the square of amplitude, right? That means the amplitude of an object is increased double, then the loudness becomes 4 times. That is the connection between amplitude and loudness. So the next thing, pitch. So we learned about loudness. Let us look about pitch. Now let us see the pitch. Loudness is connected to amplitude. Amplitude. Pitch is connected to frequency. Pitch is related to frequency. Loudness is related to amplitude. Now let us see the relation between pitch and frequency. What is the pitch of a sound? The shrillness of a sound is called as pitch. What is the shrillness? See, I already told you there is some difference between the voices of different animals and even humans. When a baby is crying, a newborn baby is crying, and an adult person, a man, is shouting at some boy, what is the difference? The baby will have a squeaky voice. The shrillness is more. The pitch is high. Man shouting with a bass voice. The pitch is low. So the pitch is connected to frequency. Frequency means the number of oscillations per second. Number of oscillations per second. If there are more oscillations per second, more frequency. The frequency is more, the frequency is high, the pitch is high. So that is the way both are related. If the frequency increases, pitch increases. High pitch voices and low pitch voices are high pitch sounds, low pitch sounds. High pitch, low pitch. So what are the high pitch sounds? Female voice, lady voice, baby voice, baby's voice and baby's cry, and birds they give squeaking sound. Birds squeak. That is the high pitch sound, right? Chirping, that is the high pitch sound. But whereas the low pitch sound, you can see male voice and lion roar. Lion roar. If you see in musical instruments, low pitch flute is a low pitch flute, or a whistle, and drum, it's a low pitch, and high pitch flute and whistle, female, baby, voice, birds, these are all high pitch sounds. The flute is a high pitch sound, the whistle is a high pitch sound. Whistle, number of oscillations per second is more, the frequency is more, so by that the pitch is more. Whereas the low pitch one, male, lion roar, drum, they have a bass. You see, drums give a bass sound. That means the pitch is very low. Now let us see the sounds that are audible to us, human ear, that are inaudible. We cannot hear all the sounds. We can hear the sounds which are in a specific range. See, we can hear the sounds which are greater than 20 Hz. If the sounds are less than 20 Hz, we cannot hear those sounds. Our ear cannot detect such sounds. The sounds which are less than 20 Hz. 20 Hz means that is its frequency. 20 cycles, 20 oscillations per second. That is the frequency, 20 Hz. We can hear the sounds that exist between the range of 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. So that is the ability of our ear to hear the sounds that range between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. There are certain animals which can hear the higher frequencies. Example, dogs. They hear certain kinds of whistles which have very high frequency. The dogs can listen to that whistles. And ultrasound equipment which is used in the medical industry to diagnose the problems, to identify the defects in the bodies. So ultrasound machinery is used with high frequency sounds. So that is the application of sound. So certain sounds are not audible, certain sounds are audible. The sounds which fall in this range are audible to our ears. Now let us come to this noise and music. What is noise? What is music? Both are sounds. But music is an organized, well composed sound. Noise is an unorganized sounds, a collection of unorganized sounds with different frequencies, with different loudness. So noise is a kind of disturbance. It's a problem. Noise pollution. Because of noise, it affects our health. We get headache, nausea, vomiting. There are so many problems they are reported because of the noise pollution. On the other hand, music is also a sound. There are so many benefits are recorded with music. Music, we can use it for meditation. Music, we can use it for relaxation. Music, it can be used for therapy for so many mental illnesses. Music gives a pleasant atmosphere. It creates a pleasant atmosphere. It gives energy even. If the music is a metal or a rock music, it gives you energy. So this way, music is very useful in helping. It is calm, relaxing and entertainment part, whereas the noise is a troublesome one which causes noise pollution. So now let us look at the noise pollution. What are the sources of noise pollution? What are the effects of noise pollution? What are the measures, preventive measures to cut down the noise pollution? The first thing, the sources of noise pollution. See, at our end, in our house, we have different appliances. You have a grinder, you have a mixer grinder, where it produces a lot of sound when you switch on the mixer grinder. If you have a music system or a TV, if it is in a permitted volume, it is okay. You can enjoy the sound and visual from your TV. But the sound, the volume is very high, it creates pollution. Your music system, in the limited sound, you can enjoy the music. But if you go very high, it creates noise. So at the end of home appliances, a lot of noise is produced. Now next one is vehicle. Every vehicle. We know that all the vehicles are having internal combustion engine. That means some firing takes place inside the engines. So this firing creates sound. So there is a lot of sound from every vehicle. Of course, the vehicles will be having a silencer. So the silencer, it will kill the sound. But even then, as a collection of all the vehicles, the sound will be becoming a noise. Moreover, apart from the sound coming from the engine, the vehicles, they blow horns. These horns, they produce more loud sounds. So this is all contributing to the noise pollution. Sometimes you see in the daytime when you are in work, you don't get the feel of noise pollution because your ears are adjusted or adapted to the sounds. But before you go to bed, if you are living in a very crowded place, If your building is very close to the main road, if you are sleeping, so by the time of 9, 10, even 11 o'clock also you will find vehicles moving and banging horns. You won't get sleep. Then you will realize that how much sound pollution. Especially people, those who are living in the urban areas, cities and towns, where there is a lot of traffic. Even in the residential areas also there will be so much of traffic. So that is a problem, the source of noise pollution, vehicles and factories. If you are living near an industrial area, a lot of sounds are produced. Right? Now, how this sound pollution affects us? It creates some health problems. What are those? Insomnia, sleeplessness, losing sleep. People are unable to sleep because of sounds. So because of the sound pollution, they doesn't get proper sleep. Second thing, high blood pressure. The blood pressure increases. It may lead to heart failure, or it may damage other body organs also. It may cause us high headache, fainting, nausea, vomiting. So many other kind of symptoms are seen. And the next one, anxiety. Anxiety is a mental condition. The person, he get very much tensed up. So it leads to so many other complications. Anxiety may lead to heart attack, heart failure, neural disorders, many problems. Hearing impairment. They cannot hear properly. The ears become slowly dumb. So these are all the problems caused by noise pollution. So we have to take steps to control the noise pollution. What are the steps? Government, it will keep some measures. It will give instructions to factories. See that the sound is produced at not more than this decibels. You arrange some silencers. See, if this is a factory shed, just imagine this is a factory. So here we have a factory. So from the factory, lot of sound is produced. So if the factory is having some sound absorbers like tall trees, the factory is growing tall trees around. The trees will absorb the sound. They will cut the sound to going to other places. In the same way, if this is the road, on the sides of road, if trees are planted, these trees will cut off this sound, not to enter the sounds into the residential areas. So trees are the good silencers. They will absorb this sound. So the people, the organizations, that are non-government organizations, voluntary organizations, or the government must include these things in their plans to control the noise pollution. People also voluntarily can take up. See, planting a tree not only helps to reduce the temperature, to reduce the carbon dioxide, it also helps to reduce the sound. And all the vehicles must be properly fitted with silencers. Right? You see, certain people, they will cut their bike silencers to make huge sound when they are going. So it is a kind of craze, like being noticed by the people by making noisy things. So it should be avoided. Right? So the government has given instructions to the people, to the communities who will celebrate events outdoors. So when there are certain festivals, in almost all religions, they will arrange loudspeakers and they will sing all the devotional songs. They play bhajans, kirtans, musics, everything. They can do whatever they want, but within the limit of a sound, given decibels. But they exceed that. When there is a marriage, when there is a function outdoor, they will put big loudspeakers. Definitely these loudspeakers will cross the limits which are prescribed by the government. The government and Supreme Court has also given certain instructions not to put the loudspeakers in certain places, close to hospitals, close to schools. The court has given certain instructions not to use the loudspeakers after certain time in the evening. After 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, don't use the loudspeakers. If it is a hospital, there will be heart patients. Their problem may get deteriorated because of the sounds. But it is all with the people. The people must have the awareness. The people must have the sense that if they create the nuisance, somebody will be suffering, then they should stop this. At your end, you can spread this message. Don't create nuisance with sound. It will cause problem to some people. Understand. So you can propagate this. If anybody is doing, you object them. Even at your end, don't play the music system at very loud sound. It will be affecting you also. So do not disturb others. In your next door, somebody may be reading or preparing for the exam. So don't put the high volume and disturb others. You can enjoy. You can enjoy the music, you can enjoy the sound, you can enjoy everything, whatever you have. But see that it is not causing any disturbance, nuisance or sound pollution. So we have seen the general aspects of sound and physical properties of sound in this chapter. So generally, what is a sound, how the sound is produced, and what are the physical properties of sound, what is amplitude, what is frequency, and what is loudness, and what is pitch, and their interrelations. Now we have seen this difference between sound and music, and we have seen the sources of noise pollution, and next the problems created by noise pollution, and the remedies or the measures that we can take to control the noise pollution or sound pollution. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel to get more videos on CBSE syllabus.